Hi, I'm Patricia with Healthy Living. You know, having healthy teeth is so vitally important to our overall well-being. And for those that have a healthy smile, sometimes we take it for granted. But there are so many people who are suffering from failing or missing teeth. And for them, something simple as biting into an apple can be a mere impossibility. They usually hide their smile, or they don't smile at all. They avoid social gatherings and spend a lot of time alone. This has become prevalent in today's society, but there are solutions. Today, I'm here with Dr. E from Implants for Life. Welcome to the show, Dr. E.
Thanks for having me, Patricia.
So tell me, how have dental issues become such a massive problem in our society?
You know, Patricia, they've always been a problem in our society. It's just in today's world with all the media and all the health awareness that we have with IV hydration, with, skincare, people are just noticing it more. In the old days, you got a cavity or you lost a tooth, you knew that you were eventually going to end up in dentures. But today we have better technology with implantology.
Dr. E, you've done thousands and thousands of implants, and you've done such amazing transformations. What is an implant, and how does it work?
So an implant is really an artificial root. Basically, it's a titanium screw that goes inside the jawbone, and then after a few months of healing, we can put a tooth on top of that. And once the implant is integrated to your jaw, it's forever.
So an implant is a replacement for one tooth. What if someone comes in and they're missing all of their teeth?
So I'm glad you asked that, because you would think that if you're missing all your teeth, you would need every tooth to be replaced by an implant. So that, to many patients, is, oh my goodness, very costly and so many visits, but that's not what needs to happen. At Implants for Life, what we specialize is actually the full mouth replacement. And you just need 4 implants, 4 to 6. I call it the all on X or all on 4 procedure, where we place about 4 to 6 implants in the jaw, and we support it with a long span bridge. And that's done in just one day, to be honest with you. So they walk in and they walk out with their teeth.
Dr. E, you mentioned all on 4 and all on X. What is that, and how does that work?
So in most cases, all on 4 works, where we place just 4 implants and support the whole mouth with the 4 implants. However, every patient is evaluated differently. If I have a patient who's a male, 6'6", large jaws, that's where the word all on X comes from. We might put 6, we might put 5, we might put 7. In normal cases, 4 to 6 implants is sufficient in most cases to support a full arch.
So everything you do is very specialized for each individual patient as needed.
Absolutely, everybody is different. So, someone who's got much stronger muscles here, we might want to support that jaw with maybe 2 extra implants. But in most cases, 4 implants work really well.
And you've done some amazing work and drastic transformations. We would love to see your work and hear about each case.
This is the exciting part, the transformation, where you see someone go from a dental handicap, the psychological and physical, the hiding, to just a flower that's blossomed. So you'll see these in the before and after pictures. You'll see their before and afters, their eyes are not, you could see the depression through their eyes, and then afterwards they're totally transformed into a different person. So the first one I want to talk to you about is actually Linda. Linda came to me, she's a beautiful woman. She had suffered for dental issues so many years, and she just gave up. Tired dental patients, they give up. They know they're eventually gonna go into dentures, so they just let it go. They'll see maybe my TV commercials or advertisement, and they'll come in. And then when I'm there with them and I'm able to tell them maybe in 45 minutes that we can help you, in one day I can give you your life back, give you your teeth back, functional, smiling, they're ecstatic. When I told Linda, now Linda just had her upper done, the lower, we kept her teeth, and we were able to restoratively make her look good and functional. She had tears in her eyes, and she just couldn't wait to get on the books for surgery. Here's her before picture. This is her face.
Wow.
You could see she doesn't look too happy. Here's her after.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard to believe that's the same person, right?
Yeah. No, she looks totally different. Right. And when I look at her and look at her eyes, she is beaming with with self-confidence, and she looks so happy.
I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, these patients, not only do they look better, they're happier, but it's not how she looks, it's how she feels. She's experiencing normalcy, what you and I have, what people with teeth have. When I tell you, you should go try this dish, it's not something you have to think about.
Wow.
So happiness for her is from within right now. Of course, she has beautiful teeth, but it's the fact that she can function normally. You know, she could taste the food. She feels good about herself right now.
And she can enjoy life and living, and you've given her actually a second chance at that. Dr. E, you've done such amazing work on Linda. I'd like to share this video of Linda.
My name is Linda, and I used to have terrible teeth, and I was embarrassed to smile. When I met with Dr. E, he recommended that I do the procedures of the all-on-4 on my upper and then the veneers on my lowers. After an 8-hour day, I left here with actual teeth. I left with teeth that I could eat with.
I'm Dr. E with Implants for Life, and what we do here, we restore not only teeth, but we restore function, we restore smiles, and give people their life back. Linda came to me with multiple missing and broken teeth, and because of that, her bite had completely changed, causing her face to collapse. So not only did we have to treat her teeth and give her function back, but we had to be very critical on making sure her face structure gets back to the way she was when she had her teeth.
I hated going to the dentist until I found Dr. E. And then things changed. It made it very simple. I was very comfortable with him. I've never felt that way with a dentist. I knew right away that this was going to be my dentist for the rest of my life.
Wow, Dr. E, her story is so inspiring. Tell us about the psychological and emotional changes that the patients go through.
So, you know, the physical changes is obvious. You know, they just can't eat. But the psychological is hidden. It's hidden within them. You know, when they are masters of the disguise, they cover their mouth. You know, they're doing that, but inside, they're not happy. They're holding their smile, they're holding their laughter, and that's the psychological effect on themselves.
Wow.
Most of the patients that come see us are either missing more than 50% of their teeth, or they're about to lose their teeth, or they just don't have any teeth. You know, not having teeth and being unable to eat is a big problem to your digestion. These patients are unable to go and have just a steak. So their diet is very restricted, and they try their best to salvage it and do what they can. Maybe they take a high protein shake, which is good, but they're unable to eat the things that we eat. That does affect their digestive system.
You know, giving someone another second chance for life is so inspiring. And I know you have some more stories to share, so I'd love to get to the next patient.
All right, this is exciting. So let's talk about Deborah. Let me just show you her before. As you can see, she has some teeth, she doesn't have some other teeth, and the rest that she has, you see she's all brown teeth on the bottom. Those are all cavities. And let's see her transformation. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
She's glowing.
So drastic. She looks totally different.
Deborah, the way she found me, she was actually they were having a barbecue party, and right before people were coming, one of her teeth, I guess it was a crown, fell off. So they had to rush somewhere to get it glued back on. But before they did, they came inside and they saw one of our TV advertisements. And I actually saw them on a Monday, and we were able to do her surgery on a Thursday.
So you're saying that when a patient comes in, they're going to have a whole new set of teeth that day?
That's the beauty of this. When you place the 4 implants or 6 implants, because they're all splinted together, they get their teeth that day. Now, it's in a temporary, it's made out of resin, but they're able to function that same night. I mean, I have patients that go out to dinner that night. The teeth are screwed on to the implants, they're anchored, so nothing's coming in, nothing's coming out. They're able to eat pretty much what you and I can eat. Of course, 2 months later, they get the permanent prosthesis, which is a ton better than the temporary. But the beauty of this is that they're never left without teeth.
And they're good as our real teeth.
They're actually better because they don't get cavities. Implants don't get cavities, obviously. They're made out of titanium. So maintenance is not as much as your natural teeth. Now remember, these patients got this way because genetically maybe their teeth were softer, or they had gum disease. So they're already used to trying to maintain these teeth at a higher level. When they hear that maintenance is low, it's like a bag lifted off their back.
Let's see Deborah's story.
I am Deborah and I'm a patient of Dr. E's. I have had dental problems my whole entire life. I've seen more dentists than I can even count. And I've had partial dentures. Right before I found Dr. E, I had partials as well. And they were horrible. They didn't fit. It would hurt when I would eat. I mean, it just all in all.
Most people think that when they lose their teeth, they have no choice but dentures, but there are alternatives. We can actually give you fixed bridges that stay in your mouth, function fully like you did when you were a young teenager.
I was sitting in my front yard talking to my husband, and I was laughing about something my front tooth fell out. So again, I got the crazy glue, put it back in, walked in the house, and my husband saw Dr. E's commercial, and we called them right away.
When Deborah came, she was missing multiple teeth and had gross decay on all the others. We decided that we wanted to get rid of this problem once and for all. So we went with the treatment of placing 4 implants on the upper arch, 4 implants on the lower arch, and gave her a beautiful smile with upper and lower zirconia bridges.
Oh my goodness. The first time I looked in the mirror and saw I had teeth, it was amazing. It felt like a dream. This still kind of does. I smile all day now at the silliest things just because I can smile. I look at photos now from the past years that I'm either not smiling or I'm not in them. And now I look back and think how much I missed out on because of that. And I am so sad I put it off for that long. I should have done it 20 years ago. I should have done it right away.
Within 2 months, Deborah had a beautiful and functioning mouth.
Okay, so my first meal after my new teeth was a huge ribeye steak and corn on the cob. And I hate to admit it, I ate that steak with my fingers. So I was so excited and I could tear into it. And that corn on the cob got shredded. I haven't had an apple in 20 years. I can eat an apple like nobody's business. I would recommend Dr. E for a million different reasons. Number one, when I walked through his door, he made me feel at home immediately. And when I talked to him in his office, he knew how uncomfortable I was, how much pain I was in, how embarrassed I was. And he made me feel comfortable, and he knew what I was going through. My biggest regret is putting this off for 20 years. And I urge anybody in this situation, don't put it off. Do not hesitate. When you do find the right dentist, which I did in Dr. E, it'll change your life, guaranteed.
Oh my gosh, I just love her story so much. I'm practically in tears, doctor.
Yes, yes.
So I know you've done a patient by the name of Arturo. Please share his story with us.
Arturo had been suffering from periodontal disease, which is a disease of the bone where the bone goes away and the teeth start to become dangling and they fall out. A lot of times this is a genetic disease, so it's not that the patients have neglected. They've tried so hard to keep their teeth, but because of the genetics that's bound to them, they lose their teeth.
Let's see Arturo's before and after pictures.
Okay, so here's his before. You see he's got some dangling teeth. He's really not smiling in this photo as much, but here's his after. He's smiling, he's happy. So Arturo had a few teeth remaining. I'd say he had about 50% left, but the 50% that was there, they were dancing in the air. So we extracted all the teeth and did the all-on-4 procedure for him, and total transformation.
Let's take a look.
My name is Art Calderon. I was born in Mexico, moved over here when I was around 5 years old. Well, my teeth have suffered, and not only have they suffered, but they've embarrassed me almost all my life.
I had no idea that he was suffering. He would never, ever complain about anything.
You'll never see me smile in a picture because I just don't want to show my teeth. I really can't really even chew now. I have a real hard time chewing, and my teeth are falling out, and they're real loose. Some of them are loose.
Arturo has never had really an ability to have a functioning mouth where he can't chew, and of course aesthetically he doesn't have teeth that are pleasant. We did a procedure, the all-on-4 procedure, where we extracted all the teeth. We placed 4 implants on the upper arch, 4 implants on the lower arch, and we finished it in about a 3.5, 4 month period with a full arch set of teeth. He can eat what he wants. He'll have the perfect smile that would, make him, laugh all the time, be happy, be confident, and it's very therapeutic knowing that he will be laughing a lot more.
I would recommend this procedure 100%. You're a happier person, you feel confident, you eat everything you want, and you start smiling again. Dr. E treated me with the greatest respect. I couldn't have been treated any better. He changed my life tremendously in the fact that I went in with bad and missing teeth, and now I came out with a big smile. I cannot thank him or his staff enough for what they've done. I think he's changed my life till the day I die.
What a big difference a set of teeth make in a person. You mentioned dentures earlier, so why not go with dentures?
So let's talk about the difference between dentures and the all-on-4 procedure. Remember, dentures are removable. You take them in and out, like a pair of shoes. These are fixed. These are in your jaw. They're not coming out. They are for life. They're part of you. A denture is basically false teeth. On the upper arch, on the upper jaw, it's usually plastic teeth, and it has a palate, creates suction. That's how they stay in. And then the lower, they try to stay in, but I always say lower dentures don't fit, they float, because you have your tongue, and this tongue is always moving around, kicking these dentures out. So that's the main disadvantages, that they don't stay in your mouth. They do wear and tear over time because they're made out of plastic. The palate covers your taste buds, so you really cannot taste food. What the big problem with denture is they don't stimulate the bone to maintain the volume that it has. So you go through bone loss, the bone shrinks, it goes through atrophy. When we do the implants and we place the implants in your jaw, the bone is always being stimulated. So you keep the volume of the bone, okay? So you don't lose bone. That's one advantage. Second advantage, you don't have the palate anymore, so you could taste your food. The teeth that are made in the all-on-4 procedure, obviously they're fixed, they're not coming in and out. The amount of force that you can put on these are dramatically higher. They're pretty much what your own teeth are. Last is the prosthesis that's made. It's made out of zirconia, and zirconia does not wear and tear like plastic teeth do. Your own teeth actually wear and tear, whereas zirconia doesn't. That's why I mentioned they're sometimes better than your own teeth.
And it's easy to maintain.
Easy to maintain.
And less trips to the dentist for patients.
Which is what hindered these patients to go forward with treatment. They just got tired of visiting the dentist. So once they hear that, oh my God, I don't have to maintain them, and they don't have to come see you as many times, just once a year, they'd rather be doing other things than coming to the dentist.
Over 15 years, I had bad teeth, and I didn't want to smile. I covered my face when I laughed, and I was embarrassed to show my teeth.
Frank came in, he was so miserable. He had gone somewhere and they had extracted all the upper teeth, left some lower teeth, and they gave him a denture. Unfortunately, he could not function with that denture.
I still have my denture. I keep telling my wife I'm going to beat it with a hammer. My wife and I decided to get implants. I didn't know if I could afford it. We found it was affordable. After the surgery was complete, I looked in a mirror and I said, wow.
The minute they feel better about themselves as far as the teeth, their eyes do light up. And it's just beautiful to see that.
Having good functioning teeth has allowed me to smile and be able to eat my favorite foods. My daughter always seen me with bad teeth. She was extremely happy. She's like, Dad, I never expected you to have teeth like that, ever.
Give yourself the gift of a beautiful and healthy smile. You deserve it.
I've told several people about Implants for Life. These guys are awesome.
Dr. E, I've heard you've done something extraordinary for a man named Jimmy.
So Jimmy is actually not as privileged as most of us are. Jimmy is homeless. Jimmy is not eating. He's got 2 teeth. And if you look at his teeth here, these are his before, and this is where he is now. And it's totally transformed his life. He was able to get a driver's license once he got his teeth, because I think what happened with him, it's hard to articulate, hard to speak when you don't have your teeth. And once he got his teeth, I could not believe when he came to the office with the teeth that he can actually articulate. He's a very well-spoken person. But when you don't have teeth, you mumble, you stutter, you don't pronunciate any of the words. He went to take his driver's license test because we wanted to get him going. He had failed it 4 times in a row. Once he got his teeth, he passed with flying colors. And I think he was just judged, to be honest with you. I'm sure his driving didn't change overnight. I just think that he was judged.
I mean, what a drastic transformation. You must feel so good to give an opportunity for them to thrive in society.
You know, I do this, you know, every week, every single day. I see about 20, 30 patients every month where we give them their teeth. We do the all-on-4 procedure. But to do it for somebody that really is so underprivileged and had such a rough beginning in his life. I mean, he's been homeless since he was 15. It's amazingly rewarding.
But what about the average person? I mean, I think they would be worried about cost.
You know, this procedure can be costly, but we've taken steps to help alleviate that. First, a lot of these patients just don't want to come in, they're afraid, they're embarrassed, so we offer free consultation. In about 45 minutes, we're able to tell them if they qualify for this procedure. We have also invested in technology within our office. We have our CT scans that we need to take to see if they qualify in the office. We don't even charge for that CT scan. They don't have to go to an imaging center to take that scan. Once that consultation, we have amazing financing available for them, you know, that they can finance it on a monthly basis. But more importantly, we've also invested in technology, and we brought everything under one roof. We've brought the laboratory that makes the teeth, the prosthetic team, and the surgical team, which is pretty much led by me, under one roof. So they don't have to go through the expense and the cumbersome driving around to go to different facilities to put this procedure together. And that's why this procedure works very well and giving great results, is because everything is under one roof.
And I had the opportunity of actually stepping into your office and visiting all of the different labs in-house. Let's take a look.
Hi, Patricia. Thanks for coming.
So good to be here. I'm
excited. I'm excited to show you. Come on down. So when you come in as a patient, the first thing is, obviously, when you go to the front, the next is consultation room. Okay. Just do a clinical exam, just to make sure what's going on. After that, we need to check and see your bone quality. So one of the advantages we talked about all in the house is we get our imaging done here.
Like right here?
Yeah, like this is a CT scan.
I don't
where,
have to drive anywhere.
No,
This is awesome.
So we take a CT scan to evaluate the bone quality and quantity. Do you have enough and do you have good bone? After we have that, and you go through the process of the financials with Sophie, then we go back to the consultation room. We'll take some study models, some photographs, and that gives us all the records we need to start your case. Those study models are poured up into casts, and they're taken here. Just a sample of some patient's models. So these are poured into stone.
Oh, wow.
These stone models are then placed in this scanner, okay? Pretty large scanner, and this scanner basically scans the model and puts it in a computer for us. After that's done, Shelby, who's busy right now, but he'll sit here and he'll design a perfect set of teeth virtually.
Wow.
Okay. When those teeth are designed, we mill them out in this milling unit, and we make something like a temporary material. And this is one of the temporary materials. So you see, it looks very good.
That's incredible.
So this is basically what you get as you walk out after your surgery.
Wow.
And these are the holes for the implants.
All
and this
made
is
in-house.
all made in-house, and we can make any modifications just with a click of a mouse. So these are then retrofitted onto the implants during the surgery. So patients will walk out with perfect set of teeth functioning the day we do the surgery. The permanent one will look very similar to the temporary one, but obviously it's made out of zirconia, which is a lot tougher material, and this is a sample of a zirconia.
Wow, that is
As you can see,
incredible. Yeah.
It's pretty heavy actually, but it doesn't feel heavy obviously
It feels
in the
strong.
mouth.
It
It's
feels
very
really strong. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. E. I've learned so much. It's incredible what you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So if having healthy teeth is vitally important, why do people put it off?
The 3 reasons that I have found that they put it off. One is fear, one is time, one is money. and we have solutions for that. You know, fear, they're just afraid to come to the dentist. We usually sedate these patients. So they're asleep while we do the procedure. The procedure takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours for the surgical point. Time, not that many visits. It's about a 4 to 5 visit, but the first visit is the surgical visit, which is, you know, correlated to the sedation. And money, we offer financing, and we also have complimentary consultations. So those are the 3 reasons why they've put it up. But most important, okay, is lack of awareness, and that's why we do shows like this, is to reach out to the community and let them know that it's not going to be costly. It's not going to be 12 implants in each arch. It's not going to be, you know, 20 visits to the dentist to get their mouth back. And you know, it's not going to be something they have to fear. We will sedate you. We will have pain management during surgery and after the procedure. Most of these patients, to be honest with you, after we make our courtesy calls the next day, they really don't remember because they were under, but the post-op pain, you know, is very minimal on this procedure.
That's wonderful, Dr. E. Now we're at the end of our journey with you. Do you have any closing messages for our viewers?
You know, we mentioned all these great transformations. I just don't want the audience to be, you know, have a misconception that they can do this at any time. You know, in order to get this procedure done, obviously you have to have ample bone. You have to have enough bone. You have to have good quality of bone. As you wait, your bone goes through atrophy. You lose quality and quantity of bone. In the later stages of your life, you'll develop, you know, health conditions such as diabetes, osteoporosis that actually inhibit me from giving you this transformation. So you might have an infected tooth that might blow out part of the jaw that I no longer can place an implant. So I would advise that even if you can afford it, if you can't afford it, I would suggest just come in for a consultation because it's important to know the condition you are currently. And, you know, if I feel like this could become a bigger problem for you, at least you'd want to know rather than just sleep on it and be surprised one day when you really need to get the work done and you're excited to get it done, but you come in and I give you the bad news that I can't do this procedure. That would be the message I'd want to get out.
So don't wait.
Don't wait.
And call you.
Yeah.
Dr. E, this has been such a remarkable and very interesting journey that I took with you. Thank you for sharing your stories, and I have such a different outlook on teeth and having to keep up with my own teeth. And thank you for, you know, giving these patients a second chance out of life, and so that they can go and make a difference and help someone else.
And I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to educate the population and what opportunities they shouldn't snooze on.
Thank you so much, Dr. E. So for any of you that are feeling like you have to hide your smile or you're embarrassed and you can't live your full self, please don't hesitate to call Dr. E with Implants for Life. I'm Patricia Mizan. We'll see you next time.